when but and how was it hard then? You mentioned when giving a track to Cece, did you know it was like, oh, this is good, this is a hit, and Cece probably wasn't as established by the time you gave her the track, so it wasn't as if you were giving it to Whitney Houston at the time, or was she as established when they asked to give her the track?
You know what it was? She wasn't Whitney, but Finally had just hit.
Okay, so that has come up.
What was on that album? Because Finally was a single first.
Okay.
So after that single took off, they were like rushing. We got to get this album.
Okay.
So with me, by that time I had been writing for so long, and I was eager to. I had a deal by then, so I'm like, I want to do. This is for my album, but. And they had to talk me into it, and now I'm like, boy, that's youth right there. Because if I would, they wouldn't have had to ask me twice. She's a hit song. Finally, today is legendary.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I was like, who's gonna think twice about? You know what I mean? They know her now. They don't know you. They didn't know Chantay yet. Girl, what are you doing? At the time, at first, but once it didn't take too long, because by the time she did We Got a Love Thing, Finally was a bona fide hit, so everybody was waiting for her next single, which was We Got a Love Thing. So
okay. Wow. Did you guys get to meet during that time?
Oh yeah, Cece and I are cool. We got to meet because she came to Chicago to record it.
Okay.
So vocal production on it too. So when you hear We Got a Love Thing, and when you hear Keep On Walking, you can hear me just throughout the whole thing, because I did sounds for her, and the Donnell what is Donnell? Donnell Rush. He and I did the backgrounds together.
Okay.
So, did the vocal production. So when you can just go all that, you can hear me on it. So
wow.
But she and I became very cool because we were working with Steve Hurley at the time. And so she started coming to Chicago a lot. To this day, she comes to Chicago a lot, and we've worked together a lot.
Did you ever release your own demo version of the song?
Nah. There was no need. But I said that I may perform it live. I may start doing that.
Okay, so you never really recorded your own version and released it as.
Well, I recorded a version for the demo just for her. You know what I mean? But I didn't professionally record it. It was strictly just like when the process of writing the song for an artist. Because at the time, I demoed everything. So it was like they just sent her that cassette at the time.
The cassette, because the Babyface is doing it all the time now. He's going, if you see him on tour, he's singing Every Little Step, and he's singing all
that's so cool. That's what's like, I think I may perform some of these songs that I've placed.
Yeah, he's doing it all the time, and so he even re-released his own version of Rocksteady that he did for the Whispers. So this was
really?
He released the demo version of it because it's his song, and he's re-releasing it and stuff. So that's why I assumed you were. Keith Sweat co-wrote Let's Chill, and now he goes around singing it on tour, because it's like, well, I co-wrote it and stuff. So
I think that's cool. I was like, I may perform that. I may perform it, sometime.
Yeah, to be interesting. But then, so RCA come around. What kind of label was RCA when you joined? Because most of us would know RCA for SWV. But because Lily did say that. Oh, Chantay, my label mate. Say hi to her. Yeah,
Lily, they were cool. Lily, we were label mates, and we were both on the scene at the time. It was like they hit huge. Right out there. So it's like I I was there for all of the summer festivals and what do you call it?
Summer jams.
The seminars that we had to do for the labels and all
Oh
that.
yeah. Those Jack the Rappers or something.
All those things so it would be SWV and I, like we were the two of the main artists. Well, especially after IWill Survive hit, because before that I had Betcha'll Never Find, and that was doing well. So they were like, okay, we're gonna start featuring you. So that's how SW we saw each other all the time in the halls of BMG and RCA. Right?
And most of us know BMG for getting our free CDs 10 for a penny with Columbia House.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So very interesting, because when you first came out, you chose to go down the house route, and especially in the 93, 94, which was, we were predominantly very much R&B. What was the direction with RCA? Were they like, yeah, we don't mind, we want to emulate what Cece was doing and hit a different market, or did they didn't think how to market you and promote you?
That's the thing. So being from Chicago, we're just like a house, we're like house capital. So company ID that I was with at the time was Steve Hurley, Maurice Joshua, and Jamie Principal. They were all basically, it was pretty much a house company. They were just so connected and so known and connected with such majors. When I came, I was one of the first artists to start doing R&B out of there, because I was like, okay, I mean, yeah, I can write this stuff, but you all do know I'm an R&B artist, right? Like, if I'm gonna sing, I could do this, and I love doing it because I'm from Chicago. A house music, it's like, if you are a teenager in Chicago and a club kid, which I was a club kid, it's all about house music. It's all about house music. So it's like, are you familiar with DC and Go-Go?
Yeah, EU, and that's doing the button.
Right.
Yeah.
That's signature to DC. House music is signature to Chicago. So that was a no-brainer. It was like, it was so ingrained. It was like, okay, this is what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm like, okay, so when are we gonna do our R&B? And a lot of the producers at the time were dying to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it was like, it was also a business. So a lot of the house music coming from Chicago was getting placed, and so there was a big demand, but it was like nobody was really doing it until I was like, okay, so I'm ready to do an R&B record. So when the CC thing happened and RCA was like, we want to sign Chantay, they, thank God, got a chance to say, okay, so what's she into? So, but I had to do, if you listen to my first album, you'll hear that there's a lot of up-tempo stuff on there. Yeah, so it was like, that was the perfect, coming from ID Records and the Hurley and all that, that was the perfect way to blend, like, that was like putting your toe in the water and kind of blend the two. So it's like, you'll see like the up tempos, and then you'll hear like something new, the ballads and stuff. That was all me. I'm gotta do some ballads, and
Yeah, I mean, and I think because I remember the listening to the house up ballads, and then you had I can't remember the name. Is it Do Me, the R&B sort of? It just seemed strange because you had the house, and then you had the like proper 90s R&B sort of slow jam. I was like, wow, I don't know how did the A&R just think, okay, this is going to work, how we're going to sell you, how we're going to market you? Or...
It's like, at the time though, it's like every R&B record that was released had to have remixes. They all had house remixes on them for like different markets. So, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So at the time, that was like, and I don't even know if they do that now, but I had house remixes. And then the later we got into the 90s, hip hop remixes.
Yeah.
Song. Because like, for example, which one? Don't Let It Go to Your Head. I remember that. That's one of the songs. We had so many. We had about 5 house remixes, R&B mix. I mean, we had a hip hop mix. We had a go-go mix for like every market.
No, but the because I know Steve Hurley from because when we used to buy the maxi singles, we'd see his name listed there. Even when I was big into Michael Jackson, so he would sometimes may do a house version with Steve Morales, with Mike Morales. So we're familiar with them, but I just did wonder how they were going to sell the house R&B type of stuff to the radio if they're trying to, especially if they're trying to sell the album. And do you think RCA managed to get the balance right on your first album?
I would say yes, because by the time Betch'll Never Find came out, when we put like the original is kind of R&B poppy-ish, right?
Yeah.
But it was the remix to that song, the Silky Steve's mix, the Silky Soul mix. That was like the first hit that I had with that. That song was like, that was a first song that kind of was like, okay, we have something here. And it was like the perfect blend. I got to have like R&B tones with a house tempo. And it just clicked.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, it worked because people kind of knew that, okay, she does this, but she sounds like that. And so it kind of got me in both doors.
Yeah, because I did like Give It To You, because it did feel more what I was used to. Not that used to. I guess I got sort of conditioned into just mainly R&B, and so that's.
And so that was the single after that, which was total R&B.
Total R&B, yeah.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching.